stand in the middle and try to see if I can communicate. And there's one red flag around white. When we mark timber or identify timber to be cut and removed, there's no perfect way to do it. This is just a representation. But what do you think? What do you think if every tree that doesn't have a flag on it was cut and removed?
A lot of trees.
That's a lot of trees. That's all those.
Yeah.
So we're probably removing nearly 3/4 of the stems right here.
And so with Chris Pierce's help, this last spring, late winter, Chris did some fairly significant arboriculture and removed hazard trees. And some of them were old growth, yellow bark, beautiful trees, hundreds of years old, that had been lightning struck and were standing right above where somebody was going to have their grandchild picnicking, or the hundreds of attendees of a festival were going to be gathered. At times of the year when we get microbursts through here. We saw what happened east of town, northeast of town just this last week, with lots of big trees getting blown down for, at this point, a relatively unknown reason, wind. We have to deal with this forest as a public space and consider the health of the trees as a safety factor as well. Right. And so it will be shocking to see how open this is. And yet when you stand at the cabin and look around, and there are a lot of those big yellow barks, it looks like I expect the Ponderosa forest to look. We're just used to this. And it is my opinion that we can get used to a healthy forest as well.
That's a great...
Is there a plan for what we want to see what happened in 2 years? Can we take out things we should not have taken out 5 years ago?
Well, and I think the monitoring that's going to take place, that's planned to take place, will help answer some of that, Chris. But right now, I think the plan is kind of short-lived. We need to do something. We need to improve the health soon, and let's do something before Mother Nature does something that we're not very happy with. This is what I think a lot of our Ponderosa pine looked like in the past. This represents a condition that was typical before we came in and upset the balance. Look at the spacing between these trees. Mm-hmm. Look at the greater growth. There's still not that much, but there's a lot more grass in between them. Now this doesn't get as much traffic as back there, but look at the size of these trees. This is like, I haven't been all over this hill, but this is like this fine old growth patch of pine up on the hill. This is a special little place. Look at this. Now turn and look at that. Or turn and look at some of this way, or straight up the hill. That's what I think this hillside used to look like. A lot more of that and a lot less of what you can see the other directions. We're not going to take it back. The intent is not to take it back to this lighted density. For one thing, we don't have the size in the trees that are here now. But you can see kind of what it serves as kind of a guideline when it comes to density and what we think the forest used to look like. And what we hope, you thin this out, you put growth on the trees you retain that you favor for retention for the future, and eventually they can get this size.
So was this just an accident?
That's a great question.
Mother Nature.
I don't know why, when trees were cut up on this hill, that they had left this pocket of trees alone, because, I mean, that would have been pretty popular with some loggers. That one too, this one. But for some reason, didn't cut it.
I was just thinking whatever was done here was correct. Why should...
Mother Nature.